Welcome. You are listening to Aftersight. This recording is intended solely for individuals who are blind or have low vision.
Thank you for joining us for the Ark Valley Voice news program read by Michelle Wexler. This is being recorded on September 13th, 2024. Today, we will be reading the following main articles. 2024 BV Strong Community Dinner to fill East Main on Monday, September 16th, written by Carly Winchell. Salida Board of Education meeting addresses issues of transparency directly, celebrates student achievement scores, written by Floyd Ravano. Chaffee County Public Health has received updated COVID-19 vaccine, written by community contributor, and Rorich and Walker sworn in as Chaffee County Sheriff, Under Sheriff, written by Jan Wondra, and following up with miscellaneous articles. We begin with the first article, 2024 BV Strong Community Dinner to fill East Main on Monday, September 16th. This posted by Carly Winchell. The annual BV Strong Community Dinner is just a few days away. Tables and chairs will line East Main Street on Monday, September 16th. Just Dinner is the tagline for the event that brings the Buena Vista community together at the end of the summer season. The dinner will run from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday. 2024 marks the 11th annual community dinner event since it was originally started to bring the town together after a tragic loss in which members of a local family were killed in a rock slide in Chalk Creek Canyon. On the morning of September 30th, 2013, Dwayne, Donna, and Kiowa Rain Johnson and Donna's nephews, Paris Walkup and Bagan Walker, visiting from Missouri, all died from injuries sustained during the slide near Agnes Vale Falls in Nathrop. BV Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Liz Morgan mentioned the event in an emotional message sent via the September 5th BV Buzz newsletter. The next thing I want to share is something I have been hesitating to write because it's quite emotional, but here goes. This past weekend, I finally hiked up to Agnes Vale Falls, wrote Morgan in the message. Morgan shared her connection to the Johnsons. I remember fondly my time babysitting for Dwayne and Donna Johnson's little children. Spending time in an actual house was a great reprieve from life at Cogan's and life on the river. I very much felt like they were doing me a favor. The Johnson kids taught me what Dually tires were. This little toddler watching a cartoon about trucks fully explained it to me, and I have thought about them every time I see a Dually truck over the years. Morgan said she was devastated when she heard about the accident. They have been on my mind this year as we approach the community dinner, which was originally conceived to honor the family and bring the community together in the wake of this terrible tragedy, continued Morgan. As we all prepare to gather for community dinner this year, the importance of cherishing family, friends, and community is filling my heart and my thoughts this week. Taking time to be present in our lives, with our people, is never wasted time. While the very first community dinner served as a memorial for the family, it has since expanded in scope over the years to serve as a way to celebrate the end of the summer tourist season and foster connections to strengthen the community as it moves into the future. I'll see you at community dinner for what has truly become one of the most fun and well-loved events in our town, despite or perhaps because of the deep meaning and sentiment imbued in its beginning. I'll be raising a glass to the Johnsons and to all friends and family who were taken too soon, and to the short and precious time we all share together on this beautiful earth in these beautiful mountains, wrote Morgan. Attending the dinner is free, but donations are encouraged. Those interested in making a donation to cover the costs of putting on this event can go to bvstrong.com. That story, 2024 BV Strong Community Dinner to fill East Main on Monday, September 16th. Next up, Salida Board of Education meeting addresses issues of transparency directly, celebrates student achievement scores. This posted by Floyd Ravano. The Salida School District Board of Education held their monthly meeting on Tuesday, September 10th. Jody Breckenridge Pettit attended remotely. Karen Lundberg was absent. Treasurer Matthew Hobbs opened board comment with a long statement that emphasized the transparency it provided regarding the allegations of sexual misconduct by a Salida High School teacher and the tragedy that has impacted the school district and families. The district has released all they can at this point, said Hobbs. According to Hobbs, the Fremont County Police Office did not provide many details after confirming the school was under investigation. In fact, they still have not confirmed or denied anything about the case. The Salida Police Department and the school district pieced most of the case together on their own. He noted that in Colorado, it is illegal for law enforcement to not disclose to a superintendent if someone in their district is being investigated for child abuse. He said that the district is looking into appropriate training for staff and students to recognize abuse and into a more appropriate reporting system. He also urged those affected by these events to seek support from someone they trust. Accountability at every level is a cornerstone of how we move forward, he insisted. Salida Middle School teacher Michael Lamond supported his comments and then made some of his own. He said he appreciated last month's meeting and the in-depth discussion of extended medical leave for staff, enjoyed the retreat held last month, and that Salida School District members were invited to join, noting that a good point about what people might be saying about a staff member as a position rather than as a person. Reports began with sports. Athletic Director Marco Hahn opened up reports, noting that sports participation is rising. Kids are participating in multiple activities at the same time, which allows for a more competitive environment. Multiple teams that can play in circulation, and more success for teams and activities. Policy is being established for how many coaches should be present for the amount of kids and how many activities there should be to choose from. Hahn is planning to implement a 3-dimensional evaluation process for coaches and their kids. They can evaluate their performance physically. The 3-dimensional process also analyzes their mental state and their motivation. Representative Ben Hill asked about insurance for volunteer coaches not covered by district insurance. No direct answer was given, but Superintendent David Blackburn assured him that he would find one. Representative Mandy Paschal asked about the onboarding process for volunteers. She has heard it's challenging to get a background check. Assistant Superintendent William Waddell said he would look into speeding up the process. Paschal's next question was about program and participation evaluation and what determines if something new is added. Hahn said he was working on this. Blackburn promised a draft of the policy by December. Paschal asked what teams were being evaluated for and what their success was determined by. Hahn answered that they're looking for, quote-unquote, excellence. But what excellence is can change and will be determined from coach to coach. Participation numbers are also considered for success. Hahn and Paschal both expressed concerns about female students in sports, whether that be expanding the cheerleading team or introducing girls flag football. Part of considerations to increasing girls' participation is whether the school has the infrastructure. Hahn said the school has the infrastructure for flag football. Board President Joe Smith asked about timing. Though addition to the Colorado High School Activities Association would not be a problem, timing for competitions is more important. Hahn said those work on a cycle. Student achievement, data, and enrollment. Superintendent David Blackburn reported on student achievement, data, and enrollment. All of the district's schools are at high levels in the state, and all budgets and audits look good. The middle school is currently focused on math. The high school is focused on employment and matriculation. Salida High School SHS principal Jesse Hull said he didn't trust the current matriculation rate. It doesn't match up with what we anecdotally know about our kids. Students doing concurrent enrollment at Colorado Mountain College and students who take a gap year do not count in the matriculation rate. He considered tracking it locally. Paschal asked about pathways to graduation. Hull intends to make a report on these pathways at the January board meeting, which students can attend. SHS has advisory programs in place to check in with kids weekly to see how their grades are doing. The action plan is to give every kid a solid pathway to graduation that they can reference by the end of the school year. An important factor in this might be kids' motivation to graduate so they can leave. The pathway gives them a purpose once they're out. Horizons Exploratory Academy, according to Blackburn, currently has the best alternate education campus report card he's ever seen. Representative Jen Schuchman and Blackburn discussed testing scores. Test scores currently average around 70%. Though this is an indicator that students may be struggling, it does not mean that they are. Blackburn pointed out that students may comprehend the material without being fluent in it. Numbers don't capture as much nuance as there is in education. Action items. The policy change to allow students to wear what they want to graduation was approved for its third reading. Strategic policies discussed during the retreat meeting the board held last month were approved. These policies will be discussed and made more robust in the future. The board's goals are lofty and will take some years to perfect, but Blackburn contested this, saying, "I'm an overachiever. We don't just talk, we get stuff done." Resolutions declaring the sale of 310 East 9th Street, Horizons Exploratory Academy, and 349 East 9th Street, Colorado Mountain College, were approved. A policy regarding extended leaves of absence for medical reasons was approved, with lots of positive comments from the board. The policy allows returning employees to maintain their status and their salary schedule as it was when they left, and other fringe benefits. The policy for sabbatical leaves of absence is inactive and unable to be used. Board communications. Paschal, with help from Blackburn, reported on the district's work with BOCES. Staff is getting good advice. Complicated cases are already showing positive results, and services went up without payment going up. Smith reported on facilities. The facilities committee within the board, consisting of Smith and Representative Karen Lundberg, have talked with the Chafee Housing Trust and done an appraisal for a quadplex. Schuchman and Hobbs thanked School Board Secretary Kimberly Letourneau for her work on the website and the mobile app. Letourneau said she got some help from middle schoolers. Students have shown themselves to have tech expertise that adults around them may not have, who found small user-side issues that needed fixing. Blackburn gave more updates from the board retreat and said a staff engagement survey is coming in October. The communications team has the appropriate people on it to work on the big picture, including tech security infrastructure, design and infrastructure of a learning app the district uses, and coping with the series of power outages the city has been dealing with lately. He brought up school security in the event of a school shooting, still fresh in the minds of the nation after the most recent incident, and how that security system requires electricity. Schuckman raised the topic of the Colorado Association of School Boards and their recent discussion on banning cell phones in the classroom. She wants to hear from schools that have introduced it and how it may and may not work. It should be noted that the neighboring Buena Vista School District has adopted a no cell phone policy that is in place for this fall semester. The District Accountability Committee has not met yet this year, so Hill had nothing to report about it. The Chaffee County League of Women Voters, represented by Breckenridge Pettit, reports an awesome new partnership with the school board. Breckenridge Pettit also announced a candidate forum attended by Colorado House incumbent Julie McCluskey on September 24th at 5:30 p.m. at the Scout Hut. She and Blackburn decided that discussion of cell phones in the classroom would come in December, post-election. The board went into executive session at about 8 p.m. to discuss response to sexual misconduct by an employee. That story, Salida Board of Education meeting, addresses issues of transparency directly, celebrates student achievement scores. Continuing in the news, Chaffee County Public Health has received updated COVID-19 vaccine, this posted by community contributor. Chaffee County Public Health, CCPH, has been preparing for another active respiratory illness season and is excited to announce that the new COVID-19 vaccine, updated to address the latest variants, is now in stock. Chaffee County Public Health is excited to offer this important vaccine to the public and encourage all who are eligible to get the updated COVID-19 vaccine, said Chaffee County Public Health Director Andrea Karlstrom. We have provided several avenues for obtaining the vaccine and hope that the vaccination of our community results in fewer cases of severe illness, fewer hospitalizations, and ultimately contributes to as healthy a respiratory season as is possible. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, approved and granted emergency use authorization, EUA, for updated mRNA COVID-19 vaccines, 2024-2025 formula, to include a monovalent single component that corresponds to the Omicron variant KP.2 strain of SARS-CoV-2. The mRNA COVID-19 vaccines have been updated with this formula to more closely target currently circulating variants and provide better protection against serious consequences of COVID-19, including hospitalization and death. What you need to know about the updated COVID-19 vaccines. Unvaccinated individuals 6 months through 4 years of age are eligible to receive 3 doses of the updated Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine or 2 doses of the updated Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Previously vaccinated individuals ages 6 months through 4 years of age are eligible to receive 1 or 2 doses of the updated Moderna or Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines. Timing and number of doses to administer depends on the previous COVID-19 vaccine received. Individuals ages 5 to 11 years of age, regardless of previous vaccination, are eligible to receive a single dose of the updated Moderna or Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines. If previously vaccinated, the dose is administered at least 2 months after the last dose of any COVID-19 vaccine. Individuals 12 years of age and older are eligible to receive a single dose of the updated approved Moderna or Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. If previously vaccinated, the dose is administered at least 2 months after the last dose of any COVID-19 vaccine. Additional Moderna or Pfizer COVID-19 doses are authorized for any immunocompromised individuals at least 2 months after your last COVID-19 vaccine. CCPH has also pushed out messaging through social media and traditional media outlets to inform the county that it has now received the vaccine and is able to start vaccinating the public with the new formula vaccine. Where to get vaccinated. CCPH will offer both the updated COVID-19 and flu vaccines at the Embracing Aging Expo on September 13th and are holding 2 mass vaccination clinics. In addition, members of the public can access these vaccines through CCPH's ongoing clinics. Special clinics, no appointments needed. September 13th, Embracing Aging Expo, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., Chaffee County Fairgrounds. October 16th, Mass Vaccination Clinic, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Tuber Building, Salida. October 23rd, Mass Vaccination Clinic, 12 noon to 5 p.m., Community Center, Buena Vista. Weekly clinics, Mondays, walk-in clinic, 12 noon to 4 p.m., Tuber Building, Salida, no appointment needed. Tuesdays, walk-in clinic, 12 noon to 4 p.m., 112 Linderman Avenue, Buena Vista. Appointment required for vaccines other than COVID-19 and flu. Tuesdays, regular clinic, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., Tuber Building, Salida, by appointment. Thursdays, regular clinic, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., Tuber Building, Salida, by appointment. Fridays, regular clinic, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., Tuber Building, Salida, by appointment. To make an appointment at CCPH, call 719-539-4510 during business hours. CCPH also offers the RSV vaccine by appointment. COVID-19 and flu vaccines are also available through pharmacies and other healthcare providers throughout the county. Other ways to protect yourself and others this respiratory illness season: practice good hygiene. Wash hands often with soap and water, cover coughs and sneezes, and avoid touching your face. Social responsibility: stay home if you're sick and minimize close contact with others to prevent the spread of illness. Isolation is no longer required in most COVID-19 cases. However, staying at home and away from others until you are fever-free without fever-reducing medications for at least 24 hours and experiencing improved symptoms is recommended for COVID-19 and most viruses at a minimum. Healthcare employees may be required to stay home for longer periods of time than the general public. Monitor symptoms. Seek medical attention if you experience severe symptoms, such as persistent high fever above 102 degrees Fahrenheit, chest pain, confusion, or difficulty breathing. Contact your healthcare provider if you have concerns about your symptoms, especially if you have underlying health conditions or if symptoms do not improve. Stay informed. Keep up with CCPH for the latest guidance on respiratory illnesses. CCPH will be updating its social media platforms and local media outlets with advertisements, press releases, and public service announcements and other outreach strategies throughout the next few months. That story, Chaffee County Public Health has received updated COVID-19 vaccine. And that's all we have time for. Thank you for joining us for the Ark Valley Voice news program read by Michelle Wexler.
If you enjoyed this program, please register for our free services at www.aftersight.org or by calling 303-786-7777.